Today on Golf Destination, find out who won the prestigious Northeast Amateur. We learn about the incredible nonprofit Golf for All, meet some seasoned golfers who will play any season, see who comes out on top at the Rhode Island Amateur, take a tour of the leader of custom golf headwear, learn how PGA Reach is helping those in your community, and we get you warmed up before your round. All of that and more next. Hello and welcome to Golf Destination. I'm your host, Meredith Corman. The Northeast Amateur is widely regarded as one of the best amateur tournaments in the United States. Don Coyne recaps the 2023 edition.
Day one of the 61st Annual Northeast Amateur, part of the Elite Amateur Series. A series won last year in its inaugural season by Tennessee's Caleb Surratt.
I play well here. I played well last year. I just feel really comfortable just kind of plotting my way around this golf course. And
the Elite Amateur Series now in its second year has definitely driven demand from the players. It was easier for me this year to fill the field than it has been in the past. Not that there's a shortage of folks wanting to play, but to get the strongest field possible was easier this year, and I think that's a direct result of the series that we've created and the opportunities that the series has presented these players. And this is a big event in the global golf world, and these guys are taking it very seriously.
Joining Surratt, who was the 6th-ranked amateur in the world, in that final group of the third round was the 11th world-ranked Luke Clanton from Florida State. The good buddies, ideal playing partners.
Yeah, it was fun. It just puts both of us in a mentality where we can both, keep our head down, but also stay free out there. It feels like when we're in between shots, we can talk, but I think we're both really good at putting our heads down and doing our work when the time calls for it.
He's such a good player out there, so playing with him, seeing those shots, it kind of gives me a little bit of a confidence boost as well. So all of us are playing the biggest amateur events in the world, so to be in contention of winning one is pretty cool.
Clanton 3 back after the third round, but that was only tied for second. U.S. Open participant and 15th world-ranked amateur Nick Dunlap, the former U.S. junior champion, also 9 under after a 6 under 63.
Caleb's an amazing player. He's done a lot of great things.
And a birdie for Surratt on the first. Dunlap also with a birdie on the first, and then another on the par 3 third to get within 2. Surratt, though, would be 4 up on Dunlap at the turn.
Just stick to my game plan. I played well in the front nine, just had 2-3 putts. I figured if I could get the tee box, hit a couple fairways, make a couple putts, you never know. Golf's really hard.
Surratt would bogey the 12th, the first of 3 straight bogeys.
My weaknesses were shown down the stretch, and I'm going to get better from that. So
Dunlap, a birdie on 14 to tie for the lead at 11 under. And it stayed that way after Surratt missed a birdie on 18. Dunlap didn't, winning it with an 18-footer. Yes, the University of Alabama golfer with a perfect roll to win the Northeast. Roll Tide?
Roll Tide, absolutely, Roll Tide.
Dunlap would win by 2 just 8 days after playing in the U.S. Open.
Feels great. I actually wasn't going to play this event. I was out in LA, and it was there's a lot to play, get from LA to here. Had a couple guys convince me, heard the golf course was really good, tournament was unbelievable. I'm glad I went and played.
Nick's an amazing player who you can't give shots like that to, and he's going to be very successful on the PGA Tour, and he's going to be around for a long time, so I'm just going to try and stay in company with him.
For Golf Destination, I'm Don Coyne reporting.
Thanks, Don. PGA Reach is an innovative way for the PGA of America to help grow the game and also help the communities where PGA professionals work and live.
So the New England PGA Foundation partnered with the PGA of America. We are one of 17 PGA sections that rebranded our foundation under PGA Reach branding. So we're thrilled that PGA Reach New England is part of PGA of America and PGA Reach on a national level, but our programs are local. Everything we do here at PGA Reach New England stays local. All of our programming is within the New England section borders and supporting individuals that live in our geographic area.
The foundation has been around since 2017 as PGA Reach New England. Proudly, we're responsible for delivering a multitude of programs, primarily through 3 main pillars: military and veterans, youth development, as well as diversity and inclusion. So from every given week during the season, starting late April, early May, there's some type of program taking place all across New England in one of those pillars.
You know, PGA Reach has really allowed PGA professionals and our foundation to really get engaged with the community. You know, we have now the ability to support programs at a real local level. So the fundraising dollars that we create throughout the year are able to fund some of our flagship programs, but also our PGA professionals have the ability to apply for grants to fund a program at their facility if it falls under one of our 3 pillars.
We rely heavily upon the professionals, but also from their perspective, you know, if you take a step back and look, well, how do I impact my community? How do I improve my brand as a professional? When you start working with athletes, when you start working with veterans, when you start working with the Pride community, they are so appreciative of what we do for them and recognizing them and the sacrifices they have made or the challenges they've gone through. It makes you a better professional when you start to give back.
Up next, a familiar face is in the final group at the Rhode Island Amateur. We look at puka hats, and later we meet the people who volunteer their time just so there is golf for all. When Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continues.
Golf Destination is brought to you by Goslings of Bermuda. Dare to be happy. Duca del Cosma. Italian Golf Evolution. Avidia Bank. Honest to goodness. Puka. Be original. Robert Graham. Be the shout, not the echo. Club Benchmarking, your partner on the path to data-driven leadership.
For 8 generations, the Goslings family has made it their goal to perfect the art of blending and aging rum. They let go of control of this process and let Mother Nature take the reins on the open ocean. The voyage starts by filling once-used bourbon barrels with a proprietary blend of aged dark Bermuda rums. The stormy seas and air have an extraordinary effect on the blend. The result, Gosling's Spirited Seas, a generous gift from the wild Atlantic Ocean.
Introducing Compass, a transformative approach to capital planning designed by industry leader Club Benchmarking, specifically for private clubs. Set your club on the path to a healthy and sustainable future with comprehensive, continuous, and connected capital planning that leverages powerful software to drive alignment from board to board and through management transitions over time. Club Benchmarking, your partner on the path to data-driven leadership.
Hey. Wait. Hats? They're all wearing hats? What are you doing with this stupid visor? You just bought the visor because you thought people at places like this wear visors. Turns out they don't. No one wears visors. They're wearing hats. You are the only one wearing a visor.
Avidia Bank can't make you comfortable with your golf outfit, but we can make you comfortable with your financial life.
I like hat.
The bloodline that brought you TaylorMade, Odyssey, and Diamana is revolutionizing the game again.
The bloodline feels different and performs better than any other putter I've ever tried. And I make more putts.
I get more consistency, better roll, better distance control. I've almost eliminated 3 putts.
Only Bloodline's tour-winning technology will change the way you look at a putt forever. Unlock the tour-winning secret to perfect alignment and holing more putts risk-free at bloodlinegolf.com.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings of Bermuda. Dare to be happy.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Gorman. The 118th Rhode Island Amateur was again played out in mid-July, and several familiar faces were in the hunt. Don Coyne rejoins us to recap the championship.
Day 1 of the 118th Rhode Island Amateur by the Bay at Montauk Country Club on the north end of Portsmouth. 2 rounds of stroke play with the top 32 advancing to match play. The top 2 golfers of the day played in the afternoon, both former champions. Jamie Lukowitz just misses the birdie on 6. He shot a 6-under 65, as did former champ Bobby Leopold. Leopold on the par 3 8th, a great approach, and birdie putt at 6 under. Lukowitz and Leopold tied for the lead as both look to try to get the medalist honors. Rain and overcast on day one, replaced by sun and warmer temps on the final day of stroke play.
I made a good birdie on the par 5 and then kind of ride the ship from there on in and just started to hit better golf shots and just kind of settled into the round.
To shoot 3 under 68 and at 9 under, he had a 6-shot lead for medalist honors after the morning flight.
You know, it's nice to just kind of put 2 good rounds together, and you know, that to me is more important than the medalist thing. It's just seeing, you know, a good 2 days golf and continue that going forward for the week.
Leopold's playing partner Harry Dessel ended up second after the morning flight at 3 under.
Qualifying for match play, so all I want to do is get in. I don't want to make any big scores, just stay steady and make sure I get in because it's a new tournament tomorrow. So.
Anyone you play at this point in time is going to be good, so especially around here because, you know, it's not overly long, it's just positional golf, and as long as you put yourself in good spots, anyone can make birdies out here. You don't have to hit it 300 yards to make birdies, so yeah, anyone you get in the next round is going to be tough.
Leopold rolled in the morning and ended it on 16 in the afternoon to set up a quarterfinal match with his brother-in-law, Tyler Cook.
It was hard. It's always hard playing against him. I know how good he hits it and how talented he is. So it's like, you know, we play a lot together and you know, we see each other every day. We work together, you know, so it's like just another day, but difficult.
Steady Leopold slowly pulled away, winning 4 and 2 on the 16th.
Needs to go win it again. Number 4, I think. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best, yeah. So he's playing well enough to do it.
The 36-hole final match teed off a half hour late due to weather. Young Harry Dessel, the 3rd seed, had his hands full. On this day, his putter would let him down, while Leopold made all the key putts. Up 5 after 18, a birdie to win 6, and then an eagle putt on 7 to tap in birdie range.
Putting was my friend this week. I put this putter in the bag about a month ago, and it's been good to me, so it'll stay in for a little longer.
Leopold now a 4-time Rhode Island Am champ. How does it feel to be the champion once again?
Won this when it was here in 2014. If he'd asked me again, I could do it again. I'm not sure I could be honest and say that I could. To put my name up there again is just, I don't know, it's special. It really is.
For Golf Destination, I'm Don Coyne reporting.
Thanks again, Don. Since 1992, Puka Headwear has been the leader in customizable headwear. It's fitting that their tagline is "Be Original." Puka offers quick production times, on-time delivery, no setup fees, free digitizing, unparalleled embroidery quality, and limitless stitch counts. Puka also offers any design help with their in-house creative team ready to help. But you can simply go to pukainc.com and start designing your custom headwear. Next, we have the best way to warm up before you golf, and you'll meet a bunch of guys who love to play in the cold, and later meet the people who volunteer to enable Golf for All when Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continues.
For 8 generations, the Goslings family has made it their goal to perfect the art of blending and aging rum. For the first time, they let go of control of this process and let Mother Nature take the reins on the open ocean. The voyage starts by filling once-used bourbon barrels with a proprietary blend of aged dark Bermuda rums. The barrels are loaded onto the MV Oleander, and the rum ages for another year at sea, traveling back and forth from Bermuda to the mid-Atlantic. Extreme changes in temperature force the wooden barrels to expand in warmer climates and contract in colder temperatures. The rum interacts with the charred American white oak over every wave and change in weather, extracting all the barrel's flavor. The result is an elegant and complex rum with an oaky nose, hints of salted caramel, and luscious spice for a smooth finish. Gosling Spirited Seas, a generous gift from the wild Atlantic Ocean.
Introducing Compass, a transformative approach to capital planning designed by industry leader Club Benchmarking specifically for private clubs. Set your club on the path to a healthy and sustainable future with comprehensive, continuous, and connected capital planning that leverages powerful software to drive alignment from board to board and through management transitions over time. Club Benchmarking, your partner on the path to data-driven leadership.
Club Benchmarking, your partner on the path to data-driven leadership.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Gorman. Do you run from your car to the first tee? PGA professional Christina Ritchie believes better play awaits you when you focus on stretching before you play. She shows us a couple of her favorite exercises to warm up.
Hey guys, Christina Ritchie. If you want more pars, let's open up your hips. So if you watch the tip where I was talking about loading into your, sitting into your back hip and sitting into your lead hip on the downswing, you got to make sure that your quads and your hips and your psoas and your core are mobile. If they're tight, you're going to have a hard time sitting into your hips. So I'm going to show you a series of great exercises you can do before a round or after. Before a round, hold the stretch for 30 seconds. After the round, 2 minutes and higher. All right, you just want to get the blood flowing before a round, but after a round, you can go in there and hold your stretch. Takes at least 2 minutes to get the stretch, but only do that post round. You ready? Let's get to it. All right, so all you're going to need for this stretch to open up your hip is a chair and a club. Go ahead and put your ankle on the chair. Flex the foot. So you kind of hook your foot on the chair. And then you're just going to drop this knee slowly to the ground. And most likely, you may or may not touch the ground. And then you're just going to hang here, and this is going to open up the entire quad and hip flexor. I like this because it also opens up your ankle. All right, so you can use your hand as leverage here. All right, and you're just going to drop your knee. Kind of gravity drop it, don't force it down. It's an elevated pigeon, so just go ahead and get your leg up on the chair. If you can get a parallel, great. Hold the chair, whatever you're using. If you can get your leg parallel, that's the best. If you have to bend it, no biggie. Just scoot your leg back. Hold on to the chair and slowly work your way down. All right, this is gonna get your butt. All right, because if our butt's tight, you're not gonna be able to sit into your back hip. You're not going to be able to fire your glute because it's too contracted. So this is an awesome one. And I like the chair because you can use it as leverage. Oh, man.
Thanks, Christina. Now let's meet a group of golfers who most likely never get warm because they play when it is the coldest.
The Gulf Stream comes by here. We generally drop rain here instead of snow.
So you can get out on the course down here in the Cape where even just south of Boston, they might be snowed in, but down here you can play.
35 degrees we're playing. And when the ground freezes, you bring a hammer with you and we hammer the tee into the ground.
The ball doesn't go as far. It doesn't compress as much. It's a little colder. The ball will bounce further because it's icy. And the trouble is you got to wear a lot of clothes, so it's hard to swing.
If there's no snow in the fairways, this course is always open. Last winter we played at least once each month.
Surprisingly, here on Cape,
the greens stay soft. I just hit a shot earlier on a par 3 and got 4 or 5 feet of backspin.
You have a lot of layers on, so that kind of restricts your swing a little bit too. But you have to compensate. The greens are frozen a little bit, so sometimes it'll bounce like a super ball and bounce to the back.
We use more club, maybe 2-3 club more.
This is like going to Ireland and finding the best weather.
Look at the condition of this course. It is perfect. It looks like they just trimmed the greens.
There's an advantage on the water holes. The water's frozen, so the ball keeps going.
It's still a lot of fun. I mean, goodness gracious, the TV and the boob tube and all that doesn't do you any good.
All my friends are trying to get me to go to Florida, but I like the winter.
It's limited here on Cape Cod, so you want to get all the full swings you can before that snow hits us. It's headed our way.
Up next, we learn how the nonprofit Golf for All is helping wounded veterans and those with autism improve their lives through golf.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings of Bermuda. Dare to be happy.
Welcome back. I'm Meredith Gorman. Golf for All, a nonprofit started by Fred Corcoran and who, along with PGA professional Bob Beach, dedicate their time to transforming the lives of all people facing emotional, physical, and developmental challenges by providing free accessibility to the game of golf. They receive little to no funding, and for both of them, it's a labor of love.
We've always felt the desire to give back to the game. And my dad was a good friend of Francis Ouimet's, and They always felt that giving back to the game was the best way to convey our sense of human kindness, especially with those who have challenges, with veterans, with blind golfers, with Down syndrome, with autism. Really, you name the full gamut of physical challenges.
I want to make golf fun, but at the same time, I want them to improve and maybe eventually get out into the golf course. That's what I want.
Consistency and repetition are two very important elements of Golf for All's treatment. That is why they continue to add clinics, even though most are unfunded and require hours of time.
Well, we're helping different people at different courses. We're always trying to get more people involved in golf, no matter what their different ability is. And Fred, in my opinion, Fred stepped up his game since COVID. He volunteers a lot. Not this program here isn't funded. We still do it. We do a number of programs that aren't funded. And I'm in it for the excitement that we're able to do and able to help people like this. And I just want to hope they become golfers and keep it going.
We have, for instance, weekly clinics for autistic golfers, 2 weekly clinics for veterans and their families. We include them in part of the recovery process. And people with spinal cord injuries, with just about the full panoply of physical limitations.
The classes run for about an hour and 15 minutes, and each participant receives top-level instruction from PGA professionals.
The clinic for this one, which is for autistic, we have stretching exercises. We have what we call a smash bag, which is a great way for people to get rid of their frustrations. And then we have Bob Nance and Bob Beach, 2 PGA professionals, who go up and down the line offering help.
I feel like I'm giving veterans and these people from the autism spectrum today, I'm giving them top instruction. And I feel like they both deserve top instruction. Why shouldn't they get very good instruction? And I feel like I'm making a difference with them and helping Golf for All. And that's basically why I do it.
The Veterans Clinics serve a greater purpose than simply hitting a golf ball.
Challenges that they face are easily overcome. These are tough, resilient, resourceful people. And there's some people who come here and don't even swing a club, but they're here for the camaraderie and the fellowship. And in terms of dealing with PTSD and depression, it's still a suicide rate of 20 veterans per day. But not when people are getting together and telling things to each other that we couldn't understand. Stories and situations and circumstances that only they can relate to. And for that, just by itself, even before the physical part of hitting a golf ball, is certainly well worth the experience.
Thanks for watching this episode of Golf Destination.
Golf Destination is brought to you by Goslings of Bermuda. Dare to be happy. Duca del Cosma. Italian Golf Evolution. Avidia Bank. Honest to goodness. Puka. Be original. Robert Graham. Be the shout, not the echo. Club Benchmarking. Your partner on the path to data-driven leadership.